Apex Clean Energy, Central Commodity FS, CNB Bank and Trust, Farm Credit Illinois, J&J Fencing in Greenville, First National Bank of Pana, First National Bank of Taylorville, and Illinois Corn Marketing Board.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. Illinois drivers are seeing some relief at the pump as gasoline prices continue to slide across much of the state. According to GasBuddy's latest survey of more than 4,000 stations, the average price of regular gas in Illinois fell 8.4 cents over the past week, bringing the statewide average to $3.28 per gallon. That figure is down more than 17 cents from a month ago and about 12 cents lower than the same time last year. Prices vary widely depending on location. The least expensive station in Illinois was selling gas at $2.66 per gallon, while the highest reported average reached $4.79, a difference of more than $2. Nationally, the average price of gas dipped slightly, falling 0.3 cents over the week to $3.08 per gallon. Diesel prices, meanwhile, inched up just over a cent to $3.66 per gallon. Historical data shows Illinois prices have been trending downward since last year, when motorists were paying an average of $3.40 per gallon in early October. 2 years ago, the statewide average was much higher at $4.39 per gallon. GasBuddy's 10-year review highlights just how much prices have fluctuated, with 2020 standing out as the lowest in recent memory at $2.23 per gallon. Now, of course, the pandemic was going on throughout much of 2020. Regional prices continue to reflect small week-to-week changes. Drivers in Peoria are paying about $3.28 per gallon, down nearly 3 cents from last week. In St. Louis, gas has dropped to $2.85, and in Champaign, the average sits at $3.15, both showing slight declines. GasBuddy compiles data from more than 150,000 stations nationwide, updating averages multiple times daily to track real-time changes in fuel costs. The full list of regional and historical prices can be found at prices.gasbuddy.com. This part of the expanded local news is brought to you by First National Bank, Taylorville.
The holidays will be here before you know it, and you always need more money to take care of all the gifts Santa is giving. Mackenzie Vaudry here, Universal Banker at First National Bank in Taylorville. We have several loan products from our home equity line of credit to consumer loans and even a Christmas club account to take care of Santa next year. Stop by and visit with me, Mackenzie, for the money you need this holiday season. First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time for 70 years, member FDIC equal housing lender.
Welcome back. A Columbus Day weekend tradition is coming back to Lake Shelbyville for another year. Balloon Fest will run from tomorrow through October 12th as hot air balloons will, weather permitting, take to the skies. Live music, food, and other fun activities will supplement the balloon flights, and the festival is happening in parallel with another one closer to the downtown area. Faith Wheeler, Member Services Specialist at Shelby Electric Cooperative, is involved with getting Balloon Fest off the ground. She details the festival's schedule throughout the weekend. It begins Friday afternoon as music and food trucks get the weekend started.
Yeah, so Friday night, it kicks off that evening up at Willow Ridge Winery, and so Willow Ridge, they're going to have a band that night from, I believe, like 4 to 7. The Josh Holland Band, they're pretty popular. I know a lot of people around here really like to get out and listen to that band. They're also going to have a few food trucks up there. So there'll be Bubba's, Eddie's Sweet Island Taco Truck, and Donut Dolly's. And then obviously, as all balloon events, all the stuff's weather dependent. So fingers crossed and prayers that we get good weather and the pilots can then kind of deflate, glow a little bit, and kind of give a little teaser to what's to come Saturday.
And speaking of Saturday, its day's schedule starts bright and early, taking advantage of the beautiful sunrise, which is even better with hot air balloons. That day is also when Scarecrow Days takes place in the city center.
We'll be out at the Shelby County Airport for a sunrise flight, again, weather dependent, but kind of between that 8:30 in the morning time frame, which will be really, really great. And they'll fly over 9th Street. Fly over the airport Saturday morning. So come on out if that's something you're interested in. I would say the airport's probably the best viewing for that Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, come on out to the airport.
Great.
And then obviously Scarecrow Days will be happening kind of that afternoon. And then come on back out to the airport Saturday evening. That's going to be the big balloon glow and cookout.
The attention turns to the skies again Saturday evening as new activities and events open up for attendees.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. The Shelbyville Fire Department does the cookout, so they'll have a lot of good food there. There'll be some various food trucks there as well. There's going to be a free kids area sponsored by Family Drug. Patty's Airfield Fun will be there. They're sponsored by Lithia Resort. We'll have the Air Evac Life Team helicopter and crew. And then we'll have the Honor Guard there as well. They're going to be sponsored by one of our new sponsors, United Fidelity Bank. And then we're also going to have 5 jumpers from the Taylorville Parachute Club that'll put on a show jumping out of the plane and landing in the airport field with the American flag. Then at 5:30, we're going to have Lillian Destoulian. She'll be doing the national anthem. And then kind of once the evening starts to come down, again, weather dependent, we'll have some tethered rides and sponsored by J&R Collision. And then the balloons will hopefully get a stand up and kind of glow, and it'll be a pretty end to a good evening.
Yeah.
The festivities conclude on Sunday with another sunrise flight. Wheeler recommends taking this one in from the lake. Shelby Electric Cooperative is one of the major players in organizing Balloon Fest every year. Kevin Burnson, Vice President of Media and Public Relations with the co-op, takes the lead in putting the festival together.
Yes, so my boss, if he's listening, Kevin Burnson, he is the organizer. He's done it for many, many years, does a fantastic job. It's a great community event that I know a lot of people look forward to and get really excited to attend each year.
Sure.
Yes, I probably don't have all the answers to that question. I know it stems from Touchstone Energy, which is kind of like a marketing piece in the co-op. We are a member of them. But yeah, Kevin, I don't know how many years he's organized it, but he's organized the Balloon Fest for many, many years, and he's definitely great at it. Does a lot of good for the community.
More information on Balloon Fest is available at lakeshelbyville.com/events/balloon.htm. Faith Wheeler appeared as a guest on the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show. Students from Central A&M, Pana, and Nokomis high schools got a first-hand look at how state government works during Senator Steve McClure's Youth Advisory Council in Springfield. The event brought together 78 students from across the 54th Senate District to the University of Illinois Springfield campus, including several from Christian and Montgomery counties. Senator McClure says the program is designed to inspire the next generation of leaders by showing how legislation is created and debated. Central A&M student Lynna Carney says the experience opened her eyes to how laws and policies affect people's lives. Students spent the day hearing from state and local officials, including the mayor of Springfield and the Illinois Auditor General, and then took part in a mock legislative session. They worked together to propose bills on topics like mental health in schools and healthier food options. Participants from Pana and Nokomis also joined in the discussions, collaborating with students from across the region to debate and amend their ideas, just like lawmakers do at the Capitol. Senator McClure says he hopes the program encourages students to stay engaged and informed about how government impacts their communities. The Youth Advisory Council is open to all high schools in McClure's district. Interested students are encouraged to contact their school principal or superintendent for next year's session. And speaking of one of those school districts, Nokomis schools are looking to invest in their students' futures, and part of this effort is showing them what their future may look like. The school district's programs help introduce students to a variety of career paths and encourage them to dig deeper to find a path that works for them. The initiative focuses not just on those about to graduate high school, but also on even younger students. Officials credit this work in fostering high rates of success among its students in their future endeavors. Superintendent Dr. Scott Dewar oversees the process. He says the main stage begins in students' freshman year of high school when they begin to think deeply about what they want to do next in their lives.
And they work with a teacher for 3 years in looking at that. And they really start to get an idea of what they want to do. Do we ever expect an 18-year-old to decide what they want to do for the rest of their lives? No, right? That's tough. There's some days that, 30 and 40 years don't know that answer yet.
Yeah.
But we want to help them to develop what that job is. If they want to go in and become a teacher, for instance, what kind of classes do you need in high school? What are the requirements to get into college? What's that look like after college?
The years of formulating these plans culminate in a senior seminar, which is mandatory for all Nokomis high school students. Dr. Dewar says it's an important component of the preparation for what happens after crossing the stage.
They have selected, let's say, education, and they do, really deep research into that. And as a result of several weeks of research, talking to people in the field, looking at pay and requirements and licensure and things like that, then they make a presentation to community members. And these community members we invite in, they come in, they listen to these presentations. They're about 10 or 15 minutes long, and they give them feedback. Hey, this is a great presentation. Did you think about this? Hey, look at this aspect of it too. So it really kind of opens their eyes to the world out there and what opportunities lie ahead for them.
One post-secondary endeavor students may explore is enlisting in the military. The Nokomis School District is reporting a record rate of its graduates doing so.
Well, I think it has to do with a lot of things. I think it has to do with kids that, have, made that commitment, not only to better themselves, but to serve the country as a whole. Having that sense of pride in the United States, I think, it's not just for those that go into the military, it's for everyone, but having that sense of worth that they know that they can, go on and be something successful in that field, post-secondary is important to them, and it's therefore important to us. So, it's something that we strive to make sure that we reach all kids, whether they're going into the military or a vocational program or 2-year or 4-year college, or straight into the workforce. I think is a path that we have to be always cognizant of, and support those kids that do that.
One of the school district's newer programs is known as Capturing Kids' Hearts. Its focus is on building good character in students from elementary school.
We start capturing kids' hearts about 5 years ago. It's a multifaceted program that dealing with social emotional learning. It deals with good behavior. It deals with character education. It deals with college and career pathways. So we start these kiddos learning about empathy and perseverance and good character traits at the kindergarten level. We build that all the way up to high school. Once they get into the high school level, they kind of morph from a character education aspect of it to what we call an advocacy aspect. So, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors spend 30 minutes a day working on a variety of topics.
More information on Nokomis CUSD number 22 is available at nokomis.k12.il.us and on their Facebook page. Dr. Scott Dewar appeared as a guest on the WTIM Pana Morning Show. 4-H numbers are big in Illinois. Here's a breakdown from Illinois 4-H leader Kevin Carey. This comes amid National 4-H Week. The obituaries are coming up next, and they are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
This is Chad Sparks.
When a loved one passes, grieving family members and friends often are confronted with dozens of decisions about the funeral arrangements. Sutton Memorial Homes in Taylorville and Nokomis have been helping families in the area for over 55 years with these often difficult decisions. They offer pre-planning, traditional funerals, and cremation. Austin and the staff at Sutton Memorial Homes' goal is to make your family's transition easier in their time of need. Sutton Memorial Homes, where caring is what they do best.
Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 85-year-old Walter William Baird of Taylorville died on Saturday. A memorial service will happen on November 2nd, a Sunday, at 2 p.m. at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Moran and Goebel Funeral Home in Decatur. 80-year-old Stephen R. Steve Durbin of Sullivan died October 5th, which is Sunday. Visitation is tomorrow from 4 till 7 at Reed Funeral Home in Sullivan. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Reed Funeral Home in Sullivan. And 77-year-old Gail Leon Burkhart of Taylorville, formerly of Kincaid, died last Thursday. Burial will be at Assumption Cemetery before winter. Cremation rights have been accorded. Arrangements will be made at a later date. Those funeral arrangements are being handled by Masterson Funeral Home in Kincaid. Quick look at the weather. It is 46 degrees right now. We're expecting sunny skies and a high near 70. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and every hour on WTIM, your only local news radio.
Nicole Patrick here, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Bresser in Taylorville. I'm proud to recognize the late